When you're planning for retirement, you're juggling a ton of different decisions, right? But what if I told you there's one single mistake, one oversight that can absolutely wreck a lifetime of savings? Seriously, let's get right into it. So what is it? What's that one thing that can take a nest egg you've spent 30 or 40 years building and just vaporize it? Sometimes in just a couple of years. It's a question every single person planning for retirement needs to answer. And here it is. The number one most devastating financial mistake is walking into retirement without a plan for long-term care. And look, this isn't some small detail. This is a foundational crack that can bring the whole house down. Okay, so to really get why this is such a huge deal, we've got to first understand what long-term care actually is, and maybe even more importantly, what it isn't. This is the key distinction right here. Long-term care is not about doctors or hospitals. It's what's called custodial care. It's having help with the basic activities of daily life, things like getting dressed, bathing, eating, or just moving around safely. It's non-medical help, and that little detail is absolutely crucial. And this is where so many people get into trouble. We all kind of assume, oh, Medicare will cover me when I'm older. But Medicare pays for medical bills. It does not pay for the ongoing non-medical custodial support we were just talking about. This creates a massive gap in coverage that honestly, most people don't even know exists until it's too late. So if Medicare isn't footing the bill, you are. And now we're going to see just how fast this becomes a financial nightmare that can completely drain everything you've worked for. Just let that number sink in for a second. Decades of saving, of being responsible, of investing, all of it can be completely gone in just 24 to 36 months. That's how fast and how brutal a long-term care event can be if you don't have a plan. It's like a financial wildfire. All right, so this is the next logical question, right? If Medicare is out, isn't there another government program, Medicaid, that can help out? Well, yes, but it comes with a huge catch. It's not the solution you think it is. Here's the deal with Medicaid. It's a safety net for people who have nothing left. To qualify, the government requires you to spend down almost everything you own. That means burning through your savings, cashing out investments, maybe even selling your house. It can leave your spouse in a really vulnerable spot. Medicaid is not a retirement plan. It's what happens when the plan fails. Now, this is where the urgency really kicks in. A lot of people think, you know what, I'll worry about this later. But the problem is, there's a window of opportunity to protect yourself, and that window is based entirely on your health. This is the absolute, non-negotiable rule of the game. You can't buy fire insurance when your house is already on fire, and you can't get long-term care insurance once you already need the care. You have to qualify for it, and that means applying while you're still in pretty good health. Waiting is not a strategy. It's a massive gamble. And just look at this list. These are just some of the very common health issues that can make it really tough, sometimes impossible to get this kind of coverage. The moment you get a diagnosis for something serious, that door to protecting yourself can slam shut for good. Okay, I know this all sounds pretty grim, but here's the really good news. The solutions have gotten so much better. The old school fear that kept people away from this planning, well, it just doesn't apply anymore. This is a total game changer. The old policies had this huge drawback. You'd pay into them for years, and if you were lucky enough to never need care, all that money was just gone. It felt like a bad bet. But today's products are completely different. These modern solutions are designed so you get value no matter what happens. For example, hybrid life insurance plans will pay out a tax-free death benefit to your family if you pass away without using the care benefits. Or, with certain annuities, the leftover account value goes to your beneficiaries. The whole use it or lose it problem has been engineered right out of the system. So you see, this is about so much more than just money. It's about protecting your choices, your independence, and your dignity as you get older. It's about controlling your own future. I mean, just look at this. It's like the tale of two different retirements. On one side, you have a future where your assets are safe, your spouse is secure, your kids don't become your default caregivers, and you get to choose where you receive care. And on the other, it's the exact opposite. The difference is just staggering. So who is this really for? Well, take a look at this checklist. If you have any assets you want to protect, if you're married and want to make sure the surviving spouse is okay, if you own a home, this isn't just a nice to have. It's an essential part of a solid retirement plan. Okay, we've laid out the problem, the risk of doing nothing, and the new, smarter solutions that are out there. So let's wrap this up with the single most important step you can take right now. And this right here is the bottom line. This is a problem you can only solve before it happens. That window of good health is your window to act. Once you need the care, the planning stage is over. All that's left is reacting to the crisis. The only way to guarantee you avoid this mistake is to take control while you still can. Here at The Annuity Expert, our whole job is to help you explore your options and find what makes sense for you. And we feel so strongly about this that our services are always free. We're here to educate, not to sell. Your retirement is way too important to leave to chance. Take that first simple step today. Give us a call or check out our website. Let's start the conversation. Let's make sure the retirement you've worked your entire life for is the one you actually get to enjoy.